It's interesting. Kyle McCord. Saints are working him out. And Kyle McCord is this guy that he's considered a top 5 quarterback in this draft. And he's the guy that's the tweener. You know I like him. He's one of those project quarterbacks because anybody past the first round or late first round and on is pretty much a project quarterback because they've got holes in their game, and that's why you're taking them late first or second or third or fourth, and because the holes get bigger and bigger as you drop. And so he's probably going to go, I think, second, maybe even third round. I could see him going in second. Do I think late first? Unless a Super Bowl contender or a Super Bowl winner or whatever, they want to plan for the future and they want to get that 5th year. But I doubt it. I don't think it's that much with him. But I could see somebody taking him in the second round. And definitely he's gone by the third, I think. That probably is a sweet spot, the third round. But I could see somebody reaching the second round for him. He's smart. He's accurate. His arm is strong enough. He's got the size. All the physical abilities are there. And it's interesting that he's the kind of guy that's going to be looked at by teams that think this guy's got starter material and we could develop him. He's going to be looked at as the guy that they say, hey, this guy is going to be a great backup for our established starter. Let's take him. Or a team like the Miami Dolphins that has a quarterback that unfortunately you can no longer trust, as we established that last year during the season, that we told you we're done with Tua. There's no trusting him at all. He refuses to be responsible. So you can no longer trust Tua. By the way, they know that in the building. Okay? They know that in the building. Will they handle that? I don't know. But they knew in the building that they shouldn't have paid Tyreek, and then they changed their minds after that. So sometimes even because they know there are disagreements in the building, and then all of a sudden some people start winning the argument and then they sway. But I could tell you they weren't paying Tyreek. And then all of a sudden they caved. So what do you do here? All right, if you're the Dolphins, do you spend your second rounder or third rounder on this young man? Because, yeah, you got to build up the lines. And if you draft a guard in the 13th pick, well, you did enough to protect Tua because you signed a guard, you drafted a guard, you have your center, you have your tackles, you're in. So you did enough to at least set up your line. Hopefully it all works out. So that second or third rounder you can play with. And, as I told Furones, defensive tackles, you're not forced in this draft to take them in the second round. There's actually going to be some guys in the third and fourth rounds that you're going to be able to take. So Kyle McCord, who can go in the second or third round, Miami could look for him too. He's the kind of guy that interests all teams. People with established quarterbacks will take a chance on him because he is worthy of drafting and developing, and he might turn into something that you can trade down the line. Teams that are desperate for a quarterback will draft him because he has all the qualities I just talked about. And then there's the teams like Miami who have a very capable quarterback. He's been in the MVP race. He led the NFL in completion percentage. So you're pretty goddamn good if you lead the NFL in completion percentage. You're exceptional, okay, if you do that. So he's more than capable, but he's not trustworthy. He's injury prone. He's fragile. So you've got to protect yourself, and Zach Wilson does not protect you. Zach Wilson was there for all to be had, and nobody wanted him. So let's not kid ourselves. It's not like they found anything that was wanted by anybody in Zach Wilson except a couple of MILFs in Boca. So I find Kyle McCord to be an interesting player for this draft because he's the kind of guy that I can make the argument, I can make the case, no matter what kind of quarterback I have, I can make the case for drafting Kyle McCord. Think about that. I can make the case for anybody that an established guy, or I need one, or in our case, you have one, but unfortunately, he's injury prone and can't be trusted. So it doesn't matter. And you can turn to your fan base and say, yeah, no, we've got an established quarterback, but man, we got a guy that we think we can develop him into a starter. And if something happens to Joe Burrow, this young man, well, there'll be no drop off. He'll be a guy that can keep the ship afloat for us. So even if I have Joe Burrow, I can draft Kyle McCord in the second and third rounds because it's a smart luxury. If you have Tua, it's actually a very smart move because it's not a luxury in your case like it is with the Bengals. It is a necessity for you for the Miami Dolphins because you have a player that you cannot trust anymore. And then if you don't have a quarterback, well, then, of course, it's worth drafting any quarterback, including Kyle McCord. So, interesting. I find Kyle a guy that anybody can make an argument for it, and your fan base can't say jack shit about it. Yeah, no, this makes sense. Yeah, no, intelligent guy. Yeah, no, good arm. Accuracy's there. Yeah, no, all the tools are there, man. Yeah, you can't have enough of those guys. And most people don't even have a number 2, which we don't down here. Do you consider Zach Wilson like a guy that's going to bail you out? No. There's no Dolphin that really feels that, unless you want to lie to yourself. I mean, if you want to be the fan that lies to himself and says every year this is our year, then you go ahead and do that.